Hello, guys. Good day. This is Anna of Reinforcement Club, your fellow positive reinforcer. Today, we are going to talk about the 10 strategies I use to keep myself on track for achieving long term financial goals. Now, look, I am not a millionaire, a billionaire. Well, peso wise, yes, I could be a millionaire, but dollar wise, euro wise, no. It's a different currency, different situation, different economy. So, you know, you can't really win if you're still working for money to the point that you're making money even when you sleep. That's the real deal. That is what we call financial freedom. So that's the time you're going to win. But at the moment, that's what I am looking up to. I am so looking forward to get that. And that's the reason why I want to bring this up to you, because it really takes a self-regulation or a discipline, a practice, planning, as well as a strong sense of purpose to be able to do this. Otherwise, if you just keep saving money, working for money, and you don't know why, look, it's so easy to spend your money this time. There's a lot of temptations everywhere, and other than those temptations, when you don't know why you're making money, where you're making this amount of money, you're saving a lot of money. If you don't know why, you're never gonna get satisfied. You're never gonna know why is it worth it. You're not gonna know the feeling of you know you finally get it for years and years. That is why it's important to be intentional and have a goals, because your goals will serve as your limit. And when you have a limit, once you reach that limit, you can even change it, tweak it a little bit, improve it to the point that you know, you'll be rich. We'll never know. Millionaire, billionaire with assets working for you. So that's the reason why it's important to have a purpose. Why you want to achieve this long term. Why you want to venture this long term financial goals. Now, these long term financial goals are like savings for saving for retirement, buying a home or starting a business. And when you're planning out to work on this, you need a discipline, a plan, a blueprint, and a strong sense of why. Why, quote unquote, or purpose. Why you are doing this. Would you like to be financially free? Would you like to have? Would you like to make your all your children finish college? Would you like to hand wealth, a good amount of wealth, to your generations of families? So that is something personal and is important. It's easy to be tempted by short-term desires and distractions, but maintaining focus on future objectives can lead to financial security and achievement of your dreams. But once again, you got to know why. Otherwise, you're going to turn out to be just working on money, uh, having loads of money, like millions of money, but you're still not satisfied. You disregard your health, your relationships, and you still don't know where you're going. You're still not going to be happy because you have no goals. You don't know why you want to do that. So basically, the first and one of the most important strategy for staying the course, just to staying on the course with your long-term financial goal, is to set clear and realistic goals. So before I bought my first house, I just said to myself, look, I don't know where my money is going, so I want to buy a house. And from that day that I decided to buy a home, in 3 years time, I know where my money is going. I know exactly how much should I pay for the rent before I bought the house. How much should I pay for the gas for my car? How much should I spare for my groceries, for food? How much should I save for the fare and going back home to Philippines? So I know where my money is going. And when you read my bank statements, look, it's easy, it's handy. uh, when you read my bank statements, the flow of my money. I could go beyond, spending beyond the grocery budget rarely because, I love to eat Asian foods. Sometimes I go beyond. But since the day that I move into the house that I bought a year ago, there's not much of Asian foods here. So, yeah, it actually helped me budget wise. And even at this time, I'm still doing the same habit of taking control of my spending because I'm thinking about buying another house again or building a business. And I am always ready for that because I want to be financially free before 60 or in my 50s. Like, I want to reach the point that I just have to go to work because I like it. If I don't like to work, I don't really have to work. I want to reach the point wherein money will work for me. I want to have this amount every month, whether I work or not. So that is, in other words, so called financial freedom. That I can do whatever I want, anywhere, everywhere, with someone I like, whoever is at, without thinking about money. I want to reach that point. That is why I developed this kind of discipline because I do want to be financially free in time. So basically, this is the first step. Set clear and realistic goals. Other than setting a long-term goal, it's important to be committed to it. So I've been doing this since, even 10 years ago, even when I was in Philippines, when I was in Saudi Arabia working, I always have a spare money in case of emergency, in case of there could be changes to my plans, if in case of I decided to go abroad, I always have those, money in my account. That is why I was able to make it here. Not because I am rich, but because I am always ready. And I live below my means. Not because I am cheap. I'm still buying the stuff that I love. I still go to the places where I love to go. But, I get into that, holidays, beautiful holidays at a certain time, at a certain budget, which I'm happy to spend. And as much as possible, I stick to my financial goals. And having a vague or overly ambitious goals can lead to frustration, with specific and attainable ones provide a clear path forward towards reaching it. So that is my financial goals, to be financially free, having this steady income every month, steady amount of money income every month that goes to my pocket, even without working. Now, having this financial goals or financially free, kind of goals, I could work on this through retirement savings. So at the moment, I don't have retirement savings, but I got assets in the Philippines for retirement, but they're not savings. They're assets. So as to my audience, you can be, retirement savings can be a vehicle for you to be financially free by the time when you are 60 or 65 or over 65. So you can also save for this retirement savings. You can increase your contribution. You can estimate, how much would you be happy to have every month, so you can work on this. Here in Ireland, you can pay more on your PRSI or get a private pension. So you could consider this as your financial freedom way. And in terms of buying a home, yes, it's important to set a time frame and establish a target down payment. It could be from your savings or from your assets. Then work backward to figure out how much you need to save each month. So, for example, you're buying a house which is worth 200,000. So, in how many years would you be happy enough to save for that? Or it could be 300,000. How many years would you be happy enough to work on that 300,000? That's already with inflation, because it could be 5 or 6 years from now, could still be houses worth 300,000 euros here in Ireland. I'm talking about Ireland, and you can even relate this to your location. It's the same principle. You know, how much, or how much budget would you like, or what kind of house would you like to have? How much is it? And you plan out, with a time frame. It could be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and how much you'd be happy enough to save every month from today to 5 years from now. And even starting a business, focus on saving enough initial capital, setting deadlines or when to create a business plan, and building a financial buffer in case everything messed up. So at the moment, I'm just working on retirement savings and buying houses. I love buying houses though. But business wise, yeah, I'm working on it. It might gonna come up. It might gonna pop up 5 to 10 years from now. I'm working on it, and I just make sure that I am ready when the opportunity to build business pops up. I am ready. The second thing that I did is I automate my finances. Automation is one of the most effective tools for staying on track with long-term financial goals. By setting up automatic transfers to savings, retirement accounts, or investment vehicle, I can able to remove temptations to save to spend my money on short-term wants, short-term temptations. Oh my gosh. So what I did is that I have a notebook. So automatic, depending on the inflation, if I can still manage to live in 200 euro grocery per month, then I keep it that way. So every month I got a budget for everything. And the only thing that I automate is just the bills. So I don't, like, at the end of the month, when those automated bills will be deducted, I know what's left of me and I know how much exactly. And I got a budget plan every month, and it will only take me like 10 minutes to transfer monies on every budget. Like, for example, as to myself, I got 20% for reserve. So after all the bills, even gas, what else? Money sent to Philippines, or like internet. So after bills, so those are, like, for example, this is just for example, I got a salary of 2,000 and the bills would be 1,000. So the excess 1,000, I divided that into 5, which means I keep 200 euro, 20, which is 20% to reserve in case, the reserve means emergency fund, and 20% for, like, in case I want to buy a house 3 to 5 years or 6 years from now. So that is real estate. And another 20% is for charity in case, something happens to my family. I can treat my family at home. That's for charity. The fourth thing is another 20% for, investment. So I bought a couple of, silly investments, but yeah, I'm planning to buy a good investment in time. So another 20%. And lastly, I got another 20% for, to treat myself for holidays. So that's a total of 100%. So that's 1,000 euro. So 200 euro goes to emergency fund, 200 euro goes to real estate. So I could buy real estate here or in the Philippines. 20% goes to charity. 20% goes to business or investment in case I want to build a business. So I'm ready for that. And another 20% lastly is for holidays in case I want to go travel around the world. So I always have fun for that. So that's how I automate my finances. Number 3 is I create a budget and stick to it. I rarely go beyond the budget. And I only go beyond the budget for food. Oh my gosh, I love food. So a solid budget is essential for managing short-term expenses while staying committed to long-term goals. By tracking You know, by tracking your expenses, you know, by means of budgeting, you can, this will help you avoid overspending. So all of my bills and monthly budget is on my Revolut. I got more than two bank accounts. So I know where my money is going just to make sure that I have an account for emergency fund. I got an account for investment. I got an account for like in case for like for real estate. I have a couple of bank accounts. So and the bills and budget stays in my Revolut. So the Revolut can I can track my budget every month overall. So it's there. And I know when I overspend. I rarely overspend in only in oh my gosh, foods, groceries because I sometimes I crave food. So that's what one of my weakness. So it's important to track your spending, your expenses as well as your savings on monthly basis. So that's what I did. And yeah, since I can see obviously that I overspend, so I know what to do next when I overspend. And yeah, that is in the area of food. And you know, when you budget, you can prioritize your goals. Like you can allocate a specific portion of your income towards each long-term goals and adjust the budget if necessary as circumstances changes. Now, as to me, I have emergency fund. I got a budget for investment. I got a budget for real estate. I got a budget for myself in case of I wanted to go abroad and have holidays, and I got a budget for charity for my family or in case if I want to donate something. So other than this big 20%, I also have a charity budget in my Revolut, and I also send money for my family in the Philippines. So that is separate from the charity, the top 20% of my, after bills money. So to other people, I also have a friend who prioritized her retirement. So she allocates a certain amount of money for emergency fund, could be investment, and a big fraction of money for her retirement. So you could also consider this. Or you could, it's actually up to you though. It's just that you got to learn to budget and track your expenses. So that's just the bottom line. Now, another thing, number 4. So as I've already mentioned this before, emergency fund. Build an emergency fund in case you something happened and you cannot able to work for 6 months or 6 months to 1 year. You must be ready for that and never ever touch your emergency fund. So I spare a 20% of my after bills. That's how I pay myself. I compute all the bills and then cut off a fraction of money from my salary to those bills, and what's remaining is for me, and that includes my emergency fund. Emergency fund is a safety net, for you and me to prevent a short-term financial setbacks like medical expenses or like car repairs, which could not be included in your bills. So if you're looking forward to buy a car or in case of your car breakdown, you could use your emergency a little amount of your emergency fund, or you can set a budget for that for future needs. So this emergency fund can also help you keep your focus, keep your eye on the price in case everything messed up. If, in case you weren't able to work for 6 months to 1 year, you still have money for your home 5 years from now, 10 years from now. You still have the budget to start a business. It could be months from now, a year from now. All you got to take is your emergency fund in case you are sick. Now, without an emergency fund, even a small unexpected expenses could force you to tap into your long-term savings, setting you up back to your goals. So if you don't have emergency fund, you will go to your savings and then you compromise the savings. So have an emergency fund. Number 5 is, this is one of my favorite. I visualize my goals. Look, I am not a millionaire at the moment. I'm not a billionaire at the moment, but by looking at the houses for sale in my area, that will cheer me off enough. To be honest, I love buying houses, and visualizing that goal keeps me up all night. Gives me a dopamine in my mind, and that also helped me keep the motivation. So, other than what I have, you could also check if you prioritize your retirement savings, you could also check your retirement fund. How much is it? Or you could even check your savings you allocated for your dream home 5 years from now. So I even look at my bank account regularly to check how much is left. So by means of looking at my bank account, I I track all my expenses, and by means of looking at my bank account, it will help me come up with new ideas to earn. And I also believe that what is measured will improve. So that's the reason why I keep looking at my bank account. Is it growing up, or is it going down? So it really does help. Just like my weight, I measure my weight every single day. By the time I wake up in the morning, so I know if I go beyond 50 to 51 kilos. So I measure everything that's important to me. So that's how it is. I'm just telling you that whatever you measure will improve. You don't have to do what I'm doing every day. You can do this to yourself. You can in anything that's important to you, measure it, track it, so that you can able to improve it over time if you see that it's going down. Number 6 is I avoid lifestyle inflation. I've noticed that since the time I came here in Ireland, I'm not bragging, but the the salary actually slowly grows, slowly. That is because of the inflation. Although the salary goes up slowly, that's because the the grocery items, the commodity prices is actually increasing too, way beyond the salary. So the prices of commodities have increased first before the salary increase, and the prices of the commodities and the usual bills and expenses that we need every day, it even go beyond, the increase even go beyond our salary. So I could say that the salary slowly increases, but it doesn't mean that it's a good, you're already uh, you're already safe. You also you also need to manage your money. But to other people though, when the salary slowly increases, they also increase their cost of living by means of upgrading their lifestyle, by spending more on discretionary items like nicer cars, bigger homes, and vacations or holidays because we have monies. And that is why, you have to make a plan. Otherwise, you're going to fall in this temptation. And falling in this temptation, increasing your lifestyle spending, this can delay your progress towards your long term goal. So it is important to maintain your current standard of living as much as possible while you are saving, while you are finding a way, you're working on those money to buy more assets to work for you in time. Okay, let's just say 10 years from now, you buy assets at the moment so that 10 years from now, those assets will pay for your lifestyle. So you look like broke at the moment, but 10 years from now, 15, 20 years from now, even before you're 65, those assets that you built will pay your lifestyle. So that's the bottom line. That is financial freedom. And also, you know, when you consider retirement plan, it could be private pension or government pension. When the salary slowly increases, you could even, pay a bigger amount of savings on your retirement plan, other than rather than spending it to expensive lifestyle, expensive holidays, expensive cars. So just prioritize, please prioritize your priorities. So I'm not saying that you are broke at the moment. You are just working on something really big coming in years from now. It doesn't mean that you are depriving yourself. It's just that you are working on something that is worth it for you. That worth it to the point that even if it's the end of the world tomorrow, you're still gonna do the same thing. You bet your life on that purpose. Yeah, that's perfectly said. Number 7 is manage your debt wisely. So it doesn't mean that the banks are offering different types of credit card and a bigger, let's just say, a bigger limit than before. You just take them all. Always remember your purpose, why you want to be financially free, why you want to buy a home 5 years from now, why you want to retire, why you want to have a peaceful retirement, like you don't have to worry about money. So manage your debt wisely. Excessive debt, especially high interest consumer debt, can be a major obstacle to long term financial success. So I manage my debt by always thinking about it. Never miss the payment. I automate the payment instead of me, always have to remind myself. I automate payments for major debts. And if you can't afford it at the moment, so to just avoid new debt. Otherwise, you'll be working for that debt on your extra time instead of spending time with your family, or watching your favorite Netflix series. So if you can't afford it, then just avoid new debt. Number 8 is I love to review and adjust my goals regularly, because as time goes by, I got new priorities popping up, and life changes. So, well, I haven't thought about changing a job location, but if you could also relate on this, financial goals are not set in stone. You can always make changes. So at the moment, it's my budgets are still the same, but it could be I'm ready to change it. I'm ready to change my financial goals in case if I've ever got kids. I'm ready to tweak it all the time. I'm ready all the time financially. Now, number 9 is I haven't done this yet, but you could also use this. So as an expat here in Europe, I've seen some of my friends, they seek an accountability partner. Not exactly your friends, accountability partner who are accountants or bookkeepers to to set their accounts, especially on taxes. So in Europe, look, taxes is always a big deal. In Philippines, not much, but in Europe and even in America, taxes is a great deal. By partnering with an accountant, you know exactly how much you can get from your tax relief. Otherwise, you have to do it yourself. But once again, I haven't done this, but I got friends who hired accountants to do budgeting for them, to some of them. And to some of my friends, they use their accountants to look after their taxes. Number 10 is embrace delayed gratification. Now, yes, I do this since I was a kid, because my dad is the greatest money saver I've ever known in my life, because he's the only man I've ever known who saves a lot. I haven't gone through the Robert Kiyosaki. I don't know them well. Even Donald Trump. I only know my dad. My dad do practice delayed gratification all his life and live below his means. That is why I am like this too. So delayed gratification is a powerful mindset that helps you and me prioritize benefits over short-term pleasures. Now always remember your why. Your purpose why you want to save, why you are into this long-term financial goals. It could be for your savings, or it could be your retirement plans. It could be buying a home 5 years from now, 3 years from now. It's up to you. It could be starting a business. So always keep in mind why you want to do it so that you can manage and embrace delayed gratification. Now, delayed gratification means rewarding yourself for your discipline. So, rewarding yourself for your discipline in a way that you are looking forward for your long-term financial goals. At the same time, avoid feeling deprived because you have budget for everything, so you're not deprived. And you can reward yourself occasionally. Go on holidays because you got a budget for that. And yeah, you can treat yourself with your favorite food when you hit a financial milestone. Financial milestone or a financial target could be. In that way, it's not going to be discipline all the time. There is also a reward, a positive feedback loop without compromising your overall progress. So keep in mind, once again, to be able to embrace the so-called delayed gratification, you have to think about your why, your intention, your purpose, why you prioritize the most your financial goals. Well, I've only mentioned 10 strategies. Look, I'm going to add the last one. Keep your purpose, keep your why in mind. Keeping this, personal intention will help you be motivated for the long haul, keeping you in strong connection to your reason for saving money, for investing money, for buying a new house, for saving for your retirement plan. Regularly remind yourself why you're working towards these goals. So as to me, I just look at the app for sale houses, and that will already keep me up. No matter how stressful I am at work, that will help me become motivated every day because I love buying houses. So you can even, for yourself, you can ask yourself, what does financial security mean to you? And how will achieving these goals enhance your life or the lives of your family and loved ones? So remind yourself why you want to be financially free, why you want to have loads of savings on your retirement, why you want to have a new home, why you want to start a business. So keeping these personal motivations by reminding yourself why, keeping your why in mind will help you resist the pull of short-term gratification. So keep your why in mind. Now, achieving long-term financial goals is a marathon, not a sprint. By creating a short-term, by creating a not just a short-term goals. Short-term goals could be like tomorrow, weekly. By creating a clear goal, and in the long run, it could be 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years from now. Automating your savings, managing your debt, avoiding lifestyle inflation, and practicing it could be mindfulness by means of reminding yourself why you want to save this money to be able to control your spending. You can build the discipline to stay on track. Remember that setbacks are inevitable. It will always be there. But by staying focused on your intention, on your purpose, on your big why, and regularly reviewing your progress will help you weather financial storms and ultimately succeed in your long-term financial journey. So at the moment, I'm still working on it. I'm still working on through this top 10 financial strategies. The reason why I'm sharing this with you because nothing is impossible. The life that I'm living right now, I was thinking about this kind of life 10 years ago. And I realized that when you work your ass off to reach your goals, there's a big probability that it will come true. So I'd rather work my ass off to surely reach my dreams than to just, think about my dreams without doing anything. I do believe that dreams do come true because everything I have right now, I just thought about this 10 years ago. So it did happen. Now I'm working on another one. I can tweak it, do anything I want. Look, dreams do come true. So if you ever love this episode today, you can follow me in YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, even in Amazon Music. Reinforce Me Club. This is Anne, by the way, your fellow positive reinforcer. I do appreciate your time and have a lovely day ahead. Thank you very much.